Brian, I thought I'd just throw this together so in case you don't get a chance to do the at-home page thing, or you want to see how it works at least on an iOS device. So here I'm in a simulator for an iOS device. I'm on a Mac, but the simulator actually looks like, in this case, an iPad. I could bring up a phone, different versions of iPhones and so on. But right now, nice big screen. I happen to have also deployed, because we were testing the mobile app that's going to be deployed. This is the actual mobile app of AQI Me for targeting iOS. And that's it there as well. It just happens to be convenient. But I'm going to just click on this. Opens up. It looks pretty much like what I gave you screenshots for a phone Android. And it's effectively the same thing. Here, I'll just get rid of this so that we know that's that one. As a matter of fact, maybe I'll even change some of these values. Get rid of Barrington and maybe add in Columbia. There we go. Okay, so that's good. Everybody's looking good. Let's add one, like an ugly one, like a hot one. I think Dubai is always a good choice for that. It's typically in the red, but maybe it's not so bad today. Yeah, it's up there. I'm healthy. All right, so we got those guys, and it looking good. I'm gonna make it dark just for the heck of it. Let's see. There we go. So that's the app. Now what I'm going to do is just swipe up, or simulate a swipe up, and you see that that's what happens there. And here I'm coming back to the home page in general. What I'm going to do now is open up the browser, which I'd already been there, to aqi-me.anystupididea, which is just the website one, right? And we see this, it's not dark, it's light. If I were to swipe up here, we see there's the app running, and then here's the browser running. So the third variation that we'd see, right, because I think you did like, can I have a direct to native app? There's something in between, and that is you make a web page work like an app, at least on the Mac. I'm sure these platforms are so similar. I'm sure they offer it in Android. I just don't know what it is. But if I do a share on the Mac, this is their form of share, little square button with the arrow out. I click that once. One of the many choices, and sometimes it gets pretty sophisticated, like I've got thousands of choices on my real machines because I've got so many tools that will share too, right? So here we have add to home screen. That's like a default thing that you get when you have a raw browser. So add to home screen, and it'll say, sure, I'm sharing this app, basically, quote, at this app, this web page, which happens to know this is all info that it gathers from the website / web application, because you kind of set all this little special metadata so that it gets seen that way. But I'll just say add to home screen. And so when I choose that, it first of all names it according to the quote title of the page. And then also you see that's the URL it would use. And what you don't see here, but I do see on like a real iPad, is an option to preserve it as an app and not just a quick link to the browser. So you can actually keep it away from browser windows by just turning, there's a toggle typically here that allows you to turn that on. Just say, yeah, open it as an app. There won't be a back button, there won't be a forward button. All the browsery stuff like along the top here, this little favorites bar and all that won't be there. All these things won't be there either. Right? You can't change the address, you just have to work with it like it's an app. Anyway, that's good to know in case they offer that. They should at Android as well. So anyway, I'm going to do an ad. And now we're like, hey, wait a minute, which is which? So we knew that this was pre-existing when it was the app. This one is the thing that looks like an app when we added it to a home page. So if I click on this, it should be light because we left it as light, I think. Yeah, light. This guy hasn't been shut down. And we see the two default things. And if I sweep up, we'd see, okay, I have it up in Safari. I've got it open here. And it actually by default made it an app only here. See, notice the browser kind of stuff is all missing. So you can't leave the app, right? If you think about like when you run a local app, it's like, well, the app isn't wrapped in some umbrella like a browser. It's just the app. So that's all you get to do here. But it works fine. It does everything we want it to do. We can hit that, help, right? All that stuff. So anyway, coming again back there, I'm just going to switch. And I'm going to come back over to the actual app. Here's our actual app. It's running. It's got the little guy. I can tap on that and I'll see Dubai. Tap on this. This is so that if you ever had so many that they're out of sight, even on a little device, you can just kind of figure out like which one is that, and then it'll scroll to it. If you tap it once, it'll take you there. Of course, there's nothing to scroll to here because everything's visible. But anyway, that's it. That's the essence. That add to homepage is actually kind of handy because it basically gives you an app without having to have an app. So in many cases, if like putting out updates, this would be much faster to just do a Safari type thing, right? I change it at the website, and I'd make a change in an hour from now, and it's up there, and the minute it's there, all browsers will see that change. That's really handy. Where, particularly in the App Store at Apple, it could take a while to get stuff out because they go through a very meticulous process. I think you can get much faster through Android. They're a little more, less sensory, less anal about what they investigate, so you can get things through the system a lot faster. But you got the gist, I hope. So again, this is saved as a home page, saved to the home page as a quote app. It's an actual app, and then there it is actually running in the Safari browser. Okay, there you go. I'll talk to you soon.